everyone, today I will reviewing this brand new Netflix original movie just dropped on Netflix called The Killers, and it is starring Michael Fassbender, and this movie it is directed by David Fincher. A lot of people are actually really excited to see this movie because end of the day, this movie it is written by the guy who wrote Seven, and Seven was directed by David Fincher. When you hear these two duos are back for this movie, makes you really interested, and I was personally really excited to see this movie. Although I might say his last movie Mank, I personally didn't like it. That movie was quite, like, for me, I didn't like it that much, but a lot of people did. When it comes to David Fincher's movie, it can be, I guess, divisive because a lot of people are huge fan of David Fincher, and a lot of people look up to him as a movie creator. So I know if you are David Fincher fan, I understand how you feel about this movie. But I'm reviewing this movie based on this movie, how entertaining it is for the audience, and what was the story was about. So in this movie, Michael Fassbender, he plays this assassin, and we see his everyday life through his eyes. Like the first 15-20 minutes, actually this movie is actually quite interesting. I was like, whoa, this is very interesting idea about this assassin. We're seeing him, he's on this job and he's just there for hours or hour. And you see what is he thinking, what is he doing. First 10-15 minutes is quite fascinating, this movie. Then we go to the middle and the third act. This movie, especially the middle act, this incident happened in this movie, like where he missed the shot, like he's supposed to kill this guy and he just missed it. And then as the audience, you are like, because he's this like experienced assassin, why is he not taking that shot again? He just like reloading his gun, and he was just so confused in that moment. As the audience, you were like, whoa, what? Then we go to the next scene, like he's fleeing the place and everything, and then we see in the next scene that his girlfriend been attacked, and then you're like, whoa, this guy has someone behind. He never mentions her or nothing, and then we see the whole movie goes about a revenge plot. Then as the audience, you're like, whoa, what? Like that is what most people will have reaction from this movie. As I was saying, a lot of people do like David Fincher's movie. I personally, I was really hopeful for this movie. Unfortunately, the route it went through, because it's a David Fincher movie, if it was from someone else, nobody will say nothing. Like, it's just a boring movie. Because this movie is from David Fincher, you end with, you're like, whoa, what? Like, this was very predictable, and the revenge plot, I personally didn't like. I was like, it didn't work for me. There's many scenes, like many plot holes this movie has. You're like, as the audience, you do feel it. That being said, I could see some comments. People are really enjoying this movie because a lot of people did. This movie, end of the day, sitting high on Rotten Tomatoes score, and the audience score. As more people will see this movie, the audience score will drop because I'm not saying this because this movie is boring, but like it is boring, but I'm not saying this because this movie was boring. I'm saying this because overall the plot is like, just, you're like, so many plot holes and everything is like, you are like, what? That, like, if this movie stayed true to what it was first 20 minutes, this movie could have been really unique. But unfortunately, the route it took, you're like, nothing new here. That being said, I see why Netflix is not doing any advertise about this movie. And after seeing this movie, I understand why. Because this movie is like, the audience will not feel it. Am I saying like everybody will be like same way I'm feeling? No, I could see some people really enjoying this movie. I personally, the plot holes or some of the stuff, I was like, I didn't like the route it went through. Especially the last act is also like, I didn't even say anything about last act. It's also quite like, yeah, this movie could have been really better, but I feel like David Fincher, the route he went in this movie, it's like he's telling a story about himself or something. Like, what? Yeah, after, I guess, it's been a while since his last movie came out. Now this one, I feel like as a director, he's losing his personal touch. Even this movie didn't look that great, honestly. It didn't look that good. How do I say it? His last movie, man, got Oscar nomination for cinematography. This movie cinematography was really very ordinary looking. Some of the even location is not that good. I don't know. I didn't like it that much. I'm finding something nice to say. I forgot to say this thing though. No matter what I think about this movie, I thought Michael Fassbender, he was really good in this movie. Then again, I have seen Michael Fassbender in other roles like this. So because actually see all Michael Fassbender's movie, that is why his like this character he was playing, I was like, I have seen him in this kind of role before. It's nothing new here. That is what I thought because I have seen his other movie. But if you have never seen his other movie, you will be impressed by Michael Fassbender. I was like, whoa, he's quite good. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment. What do you think about this movie? If you enjoyed this review, don't watch my other reviews on other Netflix movie. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time. Please take care.